So, I want to make a vlog talking about some stuff. Really, what I wanted to show was this nasty bridge. It's my main focus, but there are some other things I want to talk about, driving related stuff. But the first complaint, I guess I could say, or rant, and it only applies to me, is my radio. You know, but the old school radio. Got some CDs, you know, forget to bring them all the time, so I don't have one right now. And every single time, I'm on my way to work, by the way, going to my other job, not the mail job, but where I'm a personal care assistant. And second shift, so it's 3 p.m. to 11:30 at night. And yeah, so I'm just heading down. And I wanted to turn the radio on, because occasionally I get bored with no music. Sometimes I like driving with nothing. I don't always like music on. Sometimes just quiet, collect your thoughts and stuff. But a little Metallica came on, so cranked it up a little bit. And then, you know, all static and crap. I mean, you look around, I live in the mountains, so it's no surprise they're static, big deal. But anyway, my first thing is just to say that, yeah, I'm old school. I go with the old crappy FM radio and occasionally a CD. Yes, a CD. I refuse MP3s. Just not part of my life, never will be. I mean, I can't say never. Never say never, right? Anyway, this bridge thing is coming up, so I'm gonna, you know, switch the conversation over to that. This is my trip to work, right? And by the way, I have no blinkers, and I'll explain a little bit what the deal with that is. But some train tracks. Doop 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 doop. Man with a pontoon boat. It's going really slow. Yeah, this bridge is annoying. It's so dangerous. It's one way, and there's not like a, you know, red light, green light deal. It's just like a, hey, be careful sign, you know? It's a red yield, right? So you have to come to a complete stop, and then you yield. All right, this guy's going over the bridge too. You'll see it in a second, but my pet peeve is in the morning when I do first shift or the third shift, which is, you know, late at night. This guy didn't even stop. Red yield. By the way, kiddies, if you're getting your license, you're supposed to come to a complete stop at a red yield. And here's the deal with this bridge. You don't know if someone's coming. There's no indicator. You got to look down there, and if it's empty, you know, it's clear, you go for it. And usually I gun it across, but I'm filming. Shouldn't be filming and driving. That's dangerous. So don't do as I do as I say, like some dads say, right? Doesn't matter what I do, you listen to me. Anyway, yeah, this bridge is like super dangerous. In the morning, it is extremely, extremely foggy. By the way, we just crossed the Delaware River. That's what the bridge is for. Hang on a second. Make sure no one's coming. Alright, so you can't see crap, right? And in the morning when it's foggy, you really can't see anything. So, I mean, I just gotta go and hope no one's coming. And there's been times where all of a sudden I'm facing someone, you know, and then we both have to stop. Now, at that point, it's like a standoff. I mean, I've waited 30 or 40 seconds, which when you're sitting there waiting, it is a long time. And finally went, well, this guy's not moving, so let me back up. And I gotta go in reverse and get off the bridge. It's like, it's a big deal. I mean, thank God I never got into an accident yet, but, you know, it's not a good thing. Not at all. It's quite dangerous there, so it's like a free-for-all, you know, game of chicken every time I go to work. So that's the main purpose of the video here, but I did want to talk about some driving stuff. Oh, got some bikers coming. Sometimes I throw the biker's fist out there. You know, if you ride a motorcycle and you pass another guy on a motorcycle, it's like a unwritten rule, you know, you throw that little fist down. It's kind of like a hey, how you doing, but a cool way to doing it instead of like a goofy big wave. So I do that out the car sometimes, and I get the stupidest looks as people pass, like, you can't do that. That's against the rules. You gotta be on a bike, man. I think it's funny. But anyway, what am I gonna talk about? Yeah, driving. I got no blinkers. My van is going to crap on me. I got no turn signals. I can't afford to fix it. So I'm just driving around. I'm the guy who I hate, who does not use turn signals. But this whole experience has humbled me and made me realize another one of my faults. Alright, so let me explain here. First of all, my whole life, I've been an extremely aggressive driver. I'm not proud of it. I'm not bragging. I'm not saying it's good. In fact, it's not good at all. It's just how I've been. I've been very, very aggressive. I speed. I tailgate. If someone annoys me on the road, believe me, they get it back tenfold. If I get cut off, I end up, screwing with those people. I'm literally like glued to their bumper. And the problem with that, well, first of all, it's dangerous. So again, these are faults. As an adult now, I'm trying to better myself, and I'm trying to realize what I do wrong and fix those problems. And it's the whole idea behind bettering yourself. But I've noticed that most of my life I've been like that. And the problem is when I come across some punky kid, I'm talking like maybe 17 to 25, who like are just as stubborn as I am. And what happens is, let's say they cut me off because they're just a punk and they just do that. And then I take it personally, now I'm screwing with them. Now, when they like to play back, it gets dangerous. I mean, I have some crazy, crazy stories I can tell, but there's been times where I'm literally doing 120 miles an hour in a piece of crap car, racing some kid because, he screwed with me, and we're back and forth, and I've passed people on the right, on the shoulder, on the highway going around turns and stuff. I mean, it's all horrifically dangerous stuff that I'm not proud of. But now, speaking of, this point on, I try to be conscious of letting things go. If someone cuts me off or does something stupid to me where I almost get into an accident, I write it off. Like, all right, you know what, they screwed up, or that guy's a jerk, or whatever the case may be, and I try to leave it alone. I'm still young, hot-headed kind of a thing, stubborn, definitely stubborn. So it's not a good thing. The reason I'm telling you all this stuff is because I want you guys to try to realize this early. Anyone who's younger, you may do the same stuff. Maybe you're that aggressive driver, and it's not cool. It is definitely not cool. Don't be that person. Don't put other people in harm's way and in danger, okay? Because you never know what's going to happen. You could be screwing around with some other kid on the road, and you're flying down the road, having fun, racing, whatever you're doing, whether it's positive or negative. You never know. Maybe some lady in a van with her little kids are in the back, just got back from school or something, having a grand old time, and you come into a, head-on collision with them and you kill them, or God forbid you kill the kid and the mother's alive and she has to deal with that kind of heartache, or vice versa. This kid grows up with no mom because you were stupid. So cut the crap. And I'm talking to myself too. I'm punching myself in the face right now because I've had some reckless moments and I'm ashamed of them. I am truly ashamed of being a jerk and, and acting like that. It's stupid. It is really, really stupid. It's not worth it. Driving is a very big responsibility. And I have this conversation with people all the time. Usually in defense, someone will say, "Oh my God, you like guns or you like knives? That's so dangerous." I say, "What's so dangerous about it? Every single day you get into a car, you drive a 2,000+ pound piece of machinery, 60, 70 miles an hour on the highway. There's nothing stopping you from veering off, and hitting people. And there's thousands of crashes every single day across the world. So it's dangerous. Driving is a serious, serious thing." So anyway, back to my original point, if that's possible for me to get back to a point. I have no blinkers because just mechanical issues. I need a piece that goes up here, in the switch module, whatever the heck that thing is, and it's too expensive. I can't afford it right now, so I got no blinkers, right? So I'm that guy who you're following and he makes a turn without using his blinker. I hated that guy. But what's funny about this is that now people honk at me because I don't use my blinkers. And I've come to realize that because I was so aggressive before and because I tailgated people, that's why I hated when people didn't use their blinkers, because now I'm too close to them. And I have to slam on my brakes so I don't hit them because now they're turning. You know what I mean? And I didn't know that before. It was like an epiphany I had. Like, holy crap, I was a jerk before. And I used to think, oh, the guy with no blinkers is a jerk. But really, we're both jerks. You should be using your blinkers. And in my case, if you don't have them, you should fix them. I just can't afford to right now. But that's, so is life, right? But I thought that was hilarious. I was just thinking, like, oh my God, the people who are beeping at me now are who I used to be. And that's karma coming right back at me. I think that's funny. But anyway, sometimes I do have my hazard lights, so sometimes I'll throw my hazard lights on as I'm turning, so at least it's some kind of a warning, but then people still get that stupid face. Oh, what's this guy doing? What's he doing with the lights? They freak out. So, my message to all the younger viewers, if you're just getting your license or maybe had your license, cut the crap. It's not worth it. A lot of young drivers are like that, and you know, you're putting other people in harm's way, and that's something you don't realize. It's something I forget, is that, you know, if I crash, it's not just me. You know, every single person around me, complete strangers, you know, young and old, they're in danger because of my actions. What you do will affect other people, all right? It could be something as simple as, let's say, you know, here, I'm in the woods, let's say I crash, I don't hit anyone. Well, guess what happens now? You know, ambulance maybe has to come out if I'm hurt. Fire company has to maybe come out. Police, you know, that affects them too. It gives them something to do. Certainly, it's job security for them. But you know, every action has a reaction, right? We've heard that before in school, probably, and it's very true. A lot of times we affect other people's lives and we don't even know it. So sometimes think outside the box, take the mature route, and swallow your pride. And that's what I'm working on, you know, to this day, is swallowing my pride. It's not worth it. There's a lot of people on the road I don't like, and I enjoy driving quite a bit, but I get very easily annoyed in the car. Everyone who I drive by, either they're going too fast and they're a jerk, so now I have to catch up to them and I have to chase them, or they're going too slow and I don't like it. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with me. It's like I said, it's just a very aggressive approach to driving, and I don't like it, and I'm trying to change that. I'm working very hard on bettering myself in a lot of different ways, and this is just one of them. But I want to get this message across to you and say, you know, if you do the same thing, you're not alone. But really think about what you're doing, because it could have disastrous consequences. So just try to have a more mature attitude when you're driving, and be respectful and be careful, because it is very dangerous. So that's it. It's pretty much my message to all you good people out in YouTube land. Yeah, I guess that's it. Going to work, doing my thing, and that's all. So I think all of us as people have room for improvement. You know, everything we do, we could do a little bit better. And if you don't think you can do it better, there's something else you can do better. So my goal now in life is to you know, have fun, enjoy life, because it is short. Before you know it, you're old and gray. So enjoy your time here, do nice things, help people, be nice to other people. Random acts of kindness, it spreads like a disease. I'm telling you, it is the best disease to have too. If you hold the door for someone, you know, they'll think about that, and maybe they'll do something nice for someone else. Paying it forward makes a huge deal. And just do that on the road too, and I'm trying to do that myself. You know, if someone does a jerky move, I try to let it go. It's very hard for me to do that. Believe me, I have a temper. You guys don't see it because, you know, I only show the good stuff. But, you know, I'm very stubborn. I'm young still, and I'm trying to grow up mentally. So that's it. Just take my warning, hopefully to heart for some of you. You may save a life or two. But that's it, guys. Just want to show you the funky bridge and talk a little bit about driving. And these videos are for myself too. I mean, I don't usually like watching my own videos, but I'll go back every now and then, and if I see this, it may be a reminder to me to, hey, Jeff, you know, don't be a jerk. If someone else is a jerk, you don't fight fire with fire all the time, because it could be dangerous, and you don't want anything bad to happen to other people who are innocent. So trust me, sometimes I get behind people. And here's another thing I'll elaborate on quickly, is now I'm screwing with some kid, and it's usually some punky kid. Rarely does this happen with adults. Usually it's some souped up, you know, Fast and Furious wannabe kid, you know, in his crappy car, and ooh, yeah, you can do 110 miles an hour. That's great, I can do 110 miles an hour too, and I got a Chevy van, you know, big whoopee. You're not cool because you could do 100. Anyone could do 100. All right, you're not cool because you pass people and you speed. But anyway, one thing will happen is we'll be screwing with each other, and then I'll be tailgating, and they'll slam on the brakes, thinking that's funny, or maybe they just don't want me tailgating, so they'll slam on the brakes. I want nothing more than to crash in the back of your car and throw you off the side of the cliff. But I can't do it. But trust me, that urge is there, and it's a scary thing. It's the deep, dark soul coming out, you know, and I just think, oh, man. I want to do it, not to hurt them, but just to see their face, like, oh, my God, I don't believe it. You know what I mean? Just to screw them, but you got to be bigger than that. You really, it's petty, it's dangerous, and it's not worth your time, so I'm going to try very hard not to be that guy anymore. That's a part of me I'm not proud of, and in fact I'm ashamed of it, to think, you know, how dangerous it was and how I could have had, you know, bad results from that. So I'm going to drive normal. I may drive like an old fart, but you know what, who cares? As you grow up, your priorities change in life, and thinking you're the coolest and thinking you're the baddest and toughest, you know, it really doesn't matter to you anymore the older you get. You don't always have to be cool. And trust me, the kids flying around in their souped up cars, they do it because they think it's cool. You may not want to admit it to yourself, but that's really the reason you do it. And I went through that phase, and I'm over it. It's stupid. So don't waste your time, guys, and don't put other people in danger, alright? That's all. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.